Welcome, ghouls and ghosts, to Black Velvet Witch. This night, on the midnight hour, we're going to be talking about the infamous Bloody Mary. Our first story was posted 2 years ago and comes from Anonia. It is called Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. Soulless black holes where her eyes and mouth should be, with blood pulsing out of every orifice and dribbling down her withered face. Karen runs her fingers down her face as she speaks, pulling the skin beneath her eyes down and rolling her eyes back until all we see are the whites of her irises. She'll trap you in a net made out of her hair, slither out of the mirror and shred your face up. After you're dead, her jaw will unhinge and she'll suck your soul into the mirror.
That's disgusting. Stop it.
Nancy's focus is on the road, but she briefly glances over at the passenger seat to share a knowing smile with Karen.
So, will you really do it?
I say, sure.
You have to stay inside for 13 minutes, and we'll padlock the door from the outside to make sure you can't chicken out.
Even with makeup, Karen possesses an uncanny resemblance to her twin. My heart flutters, and I can't help but return her dimpled smile. Karen says,
Are you in, or are you out?
Nancy parks the car for a few minutes. We all step out into what appears to be a perfect opening scene for a horror movie. The wind whistling through the night is frigid, but sticky. There's no street light. The nearest house is half a mile away, and our destination looms before us. Chamberlain's house is one of the real estate properties Nancy's mother is currently in charge of. Its market price is 7 figures, but nobody is willing to purchase it, even for a fraction of its value, because of the circulating stories of the house's previous occupants. According to Mary Chamberlain's ex-husband, he threw acid on her face and ran away with their daughter. After Mary committed suicide out of grief, her grisly-looking spirit lingers to wait for the news about her baby girl and will devour the souls of any of those who summon her. Nancy sweeps her flashlight at a large tree and whispers,
That's where Mary Chamberlain hung herself.
Gnarled branches reaching out from the dead trees cast moving shadows over the desolated yard as we traverse down the path and up to the porch. Nancy fishes out the house keys out of her pocket, and the door creeps open with a rush of stale, musky air. Karen comments,
Smells like AP Bio in here.
Leaving the front door open, we venture into the hallway and down a set of crumbling stairs. The teeny bathroom in the basement is barely bigger than a walk-in closet. Nancy shines her flashlight over a cracked toilet, a dusty mirror, a porcelain sink, and a rusted bathtub. After I hand over my cell phone, Karen offers 2 candles and a lighter.
Do you remember what to do?
Stepping into the windowless room, I glance around again and nod. The door closes behind me, robbing me of all light. Most urban legends are nothing more than an empiric nonsense inspired by embellished truths, but the ambience isn't working in my favor. I'm about to summon an evil spirit in a cramped basement bathroom, in this godforsaken house just to impress Nancy and her clique of cool girls. Screw me for having such an enormous crush on Karen's brother, right? A padlock clicks into place outside the door. The candles cast a reluctant glow in the bottom half of the mirror, not even bright enough for me to fully see the details of my own reflection, or the sink underneath the mirror. Loud enough for them to hear me through the door, I chant, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. I wait. No ghastly woman appears out of the mirror to scratch my face up or devour my soul. In the ensuing silence, I hear faint footsteps and a drip, drip, drip sound. The footsteps come up from the ceiling, and after a moment, I recognize the squeaks. Someone is walking down the hallway above my head.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Startled, I look at the mirror and I shriek. Whipping my head around, only the shrouds of pure darkness greet my vision, but the apparition is clear in the mirror. She is behind me, a hovering little girl with wet, stringy hair matte to her face and forehead. A foul-smelling liquid drips from her pink furry dress, pulling underneath her and soaking through my sneaker. Nancy! I holler, rushing to the 2 steps to the door. I pound on the wood. Karen, let me out! The padlock knocks against the door, but no one answers.
They left you.
If Nancy and Karen left,
There's no air. There's no air. There's no air.
whether or not this little girl ghost kills me right away, there isn't enough air in this windowless, sealed room to last me until dawn. This must be how it feels to be buried alive. My shoes make splashes as I thrash around the room in blind panic, pounding my fist onto whatever I can reach. An idea suddenly strikes me. I had fire and the door's made of wood. I click the lighter on, but strings of iciness damp douse out the flicker of the flame. Reeling away, I turn my frightened eyes towards the mirror and cringe away from the translucent apparition. The girl hasn't moved. Her blue eyes are intensely focused on me, but she isn't chasing me or reaching for me with her skeletal fingers. The only pain I can experience is from the splinter in my hand, inflicted by myself. Gradually, the pounding on my ear lessens until I can hear her again.
If you help me escape, I'll help you escape.
I have no idea what she means, but I stammer, "Sure." The little ghost girl nods once, slowly lifts her hand and points. I can't see what she's pointing at, but I recall from my memory that that's where the bathtub lies. After I stumble over, both candles die and the room becomes completely dark.
I'm here. No fire. No fire. She'll see.
The police arrive half an hour later. According to the sergeant, the station received an anonymous emergency call with a lot of static and traced the number to the Chamberlain's house. Thinking it was a prank and hoping to confiscate some illegal substance from the teenagers who frequently tried to trespass and party at the house, they drove here.
"You sure can holler,"
The sergeant adds with a smile.
"We heard those help from the doorway."
Huddling under the jacket they gave me, I have no idea what they're talking about, but I nod anyway. Someone hands me a cup of hot chocolate, but I can't hold it because my hands are shaking too badly. Gulping in fresh air, I say, "I thought I was gonna die in there,"
"You sound different."
says one of the other officers.
The scream is crisp as new leaves and clear like a summer's day. "I thought we were going to break the door down and find a little girl."
The sergeant turns to me.
"How did you manage to call us?"
Truly confused, I stare. The emergency call I didn't make, couldn't have made. The little girl's scream, "If you help me escape, I'll help you escape." Throwing my jacket off, I try to run back to the house. "The bathtub! You have to investigate the bathtub." They find the remains of a young girl and a tank of formaldehyde and menthol underneath the bathtub. As they drain the chemical, the sergeant tells me,
"You're lucky you didn't try to use that lighter to burn the door down. You would have combusted the whole place before you made it out."
The truth unravels. Mary Chamberlain accidentally drowned her daughter, hid the body underneath the bathtub, and killed herself. I attend Anastasia Chamberlain's funeral that weekend. As I lay flowers on the casket, a voice as crisp as new leaves and clear as summer day sings in the wind.
Thank you.
Nancy and Karen are charged with reckless endangerment, but released on the premise that I was found uninjured, just a prank gone awry. After the accident, Karen's twin brother stops by my house to bring me some homemade chocolate chip cookies and fuss over my well-being and leaves me with this number. While embellishing Michael's name on my contact list with a pair of hearts, my phone rings. The number looks different from the phone numbers that we have today. After accepting the call, I hear nothing but a distorted static. Then, a raspy, gargled woman's voice that bleeds into my ear.
"Give me back my daughter."
If you liked this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe.